Happy Friday, first grade. We're gonna just have a lovely day today of just reviewing all the things we've learned so far. Tomorrow or Monday, we're going to start learning more multi-letter phonograms and going over our capital letters as well. But I just thought we would take a nice day review, get a little bit, some of us might want to get a little more comfortable with using our multi-letter phonograms we've learned so far. So that is our action plan for today. And of course, I always like to start with some phonogram review. All right, so get ready to write, sitting up nice and straight. All right, our first phonogram is G-J. Class, what are you going to write? Very good, G-J. Say it while you write it. All right, this is our G-J. So if you had something else, write this in. That glare from the light is always right where I want to be writing. All right, G-J. All right, our next phonogram is Qu. Qu. Say it while you write it. That one's a two-letter phonogram, so we would leave a clock space. And again, if we're thinking, I'm not quite sure what a clock space is, it's much better for us to go ahead and draw in just a little clock stroke. All right, and this is our. All right, make sure you had both of those letters and that they were underlined. All right, our next phonogram is I-I-E. What are you going to write? Very good, I-I-E. Say it while you write it. All right, class, this is our I-I-E. All right, our next phonogram is All right, I'll get closer so you can hear me better. What are you going to write? Very good. Say it while you write it. All right, so we'll leave a clock space again because there are two letters in and these are the two letters. All right, so if you didn't have that, write it in and say it while you write it. All right, our next phonogram is A-O-U. What are you going to write? Very good, A-O-U. All right, this is our A-O-U. The next phonogram is B. What are you going to write? Good, B. All right, say it while you write it. All right, this is our B. All right, our next phonogram is S, Z. What are you going to write? Very good, S, Z. Right, say it while you write it. This is our S, Z. All right, the next phonogram is sh, used at the beginning of a word or the end of a syllable, but never the beginning of a syllable after the first one, except for the ending ship. But we just call it, or you can just call it shh. I'd just like you to hear the whole rule. All right, class, this is our sh, used at the beginning of a word or the end of a syllable, but never the beginning of a syllable after the first one, except for the ending ship. Let's zoom in to avoid the glare. So make sure yours looks like that. All right, our next phonogram is E. What are you going to write, class? Very good. E. Say it while you write it. This is our E. So if you didn't have that, write it in. When I forgot to remind you, but if we're doing a phonogram review and you don't remember it, just draw a little line below the baseline, and then you wouldn't write your phonogram right on top of that line, you'd move over. And that lets me know, oh, we gotta practice that one more. All right, our next phonogram is the of hurt. What are you going to write? Very good, the of hurt. So say it while you write it. All right, this is our the of hurt. All right, make sure you're always underlining if it's 2 or more letters, leaving clock spaces if it's 2 or more letters. And thank you for always using your most beautiful writing. All right, let's do one more. Let's do the of early. What are you going to write? Very good. The of early. So say it while you write it. All right, class. So we'll skip a clock space. This is our the of early. All right, so go ahead and write it in if you did not have that yet. All right, nice job with your review. We'll come back to work on some words.